as an American citizen, we have our civic responsibilities. We obviously, I want a safer environment just like anybody else for our kids. It's all about the children, it's all about the kids. Obviously, we want to make sure we provide a safer environment for them to grow without any fear, without any reluctance to go outside, to be who they are. Not necessarily they have to act or who they are, but to be who they are. It comes down to the media, how they portray every sect or every minority here, but majority other places. But what I would say is to my Christian brothers and friends, to make sure that if you hear something, the best way to alleviate those qualms and those doubts that are in your mind is to befriend somebody who is a practicing Muslim and ask them direct questions. I don't think there will be anybody who would hesitate to clarify any doubts that you have. And there are certain myths, a lot of myths, and again, I mean, it boils down to you know, investigation and educating yourself, and go to the source. I'm a practicing physician, and my first experience dates back to January of 1996 when I first landed in the United States of America and went to New York. And I got my training in New York and then moved over to Dahlsberg due to my visa obligations. But as far as being a Muslim, it's living in Jackson. You'd be surprised to know it's just like living somebody else living a life here. Just like living a Christian living in Jackson, or a Jew living in Jackson, any other faith. We have never had any kind of qualms living in the South, never had any kind of reservations or any apprehensions. Yeah, there have been moments where you know, you feel that the tensions are mounting high, and that's primarily brought on by the media. Don't blame people at all, because people are at the mercy of media. So as a Muslim living in Jackson, along with my family, we have not had any bad experience, so to speak. I mean, I want everybody to know that, you know, a lot of people have no experience in overseas culture or have not been exposed to different cultures of the world, but I have been to a lot of places, and I can tell you with the full surety, America is the most tolerant and welcoming nation in the world. There's no doubt about that. As a minority, and ask any minority, I mean, they usually are thrusted upon the bigger responsibility, and with Islam being in the limelight at this time for different reasons, we do bear excessive responsibility to portray Muslims as their true faith. They live their normal lives, but as a Muslim, they have more responsibility and shoulder the responsibility of acting as a true Muslim, which is like acting like a true Christian. You know, every faith has certain teachings that they have to abide by. Let's face it, most of us are not truly religious, and but when you hear about a Muslim, you obviously have certain characteristics that have been ingrained by the media on you, so you expect them to be like that. There's nothing of that sort, but yes, we are ambassadors, and we have to act like ambassadors, and in that capacity, yes, we do shoulder a lot of responsibility and to abide by the teachings of Islam, which is basically teachings of all major religions, is to respect humanity and act as humane as possible. There's a lot of talk about ISIS and whether there's sympathies for ISIS among Muslims. To tell you the truth, I mean, Muslims are the ones that have been hurt the most by ISIS. There have been tens and thousands of Muslims killed by ISIS. There's absolutely no way a sane Muslim will advocate or support a group like ISIS, which is basically a monster group. I mean, it's a danger to humanity. And our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had warned us about this group 1400 years ago in very explicit description. And there's no way on earth a Muslim would be supporting a group like that who's out of the bounds of his, not out of the bounds of Islam, but who are acting out of the bounds of Islam. Clear description that you would see young people rising, they will portray themselves as Muslims, but their acts will be anything but a Muslims. And we have been actually encouraged that they will be the worst of humanity, and if you get a chance, you should fight against them, not for them.